The Vigo County School Corporation is working on a campaign with a focus on mental health. This after receiving a $2.8 million grant last September from the Indiana Department of Education. Lily Pesavento has been meeting with school corporation officials to sort out the nuts and bolts of this grant. She joins us now in the newsroom. Lily, how will this grant help students?
Well, Mike, the grant is called Project Aware, AWARE being an acronym for Advancing Wellness and Resilience Education. The goal of the grant is to educate and train teachers to look for those signs of any mental distress in students.
Think about what our students are going through today that none of us sitting in this room have ever been through. The fall of the market in 2008, terrorism, shootings in schools, poverty.
The Vigo County School Corporation is one of 3 districts to receive a $2.8 million grant called Project Aware to put mental health first.
We've done some extensive training with school staff. We've done a lot with youth mental health first aid training. We've trained probably about over 200 and some staff members.
Megan Kirk, a school psychologist and Project Aware coach, is training teachers to spot the signs of mental distress in students.
We're educating our teachers and other school staff to recognize any kind of change in behavior, change in mood. When it's persistent, that's when it becomes an issue.
Every year, Hamilton Center receives about 400 school-related behavioral referrals.
A lot of mood disorders, a lot of anxiety, depression. I see those traits in our children. I see traits that we would typically link to different personality disorders.
Last year, they received an additional 400 crisis referrals.
And what makes a crisis referral is any school staff that hears or observes a student that might be at risk for possibly wanting to hurt themselves or others.
1 in 5 Hoosier High School students has seriously considered suicide in the last year, according to the Indiana Youth Institute.
We have therapists on hand that can see that student that same day.
By incorporating mental health initiatives into the classroom, students will have access to the care they might not get anywhere else.
Maybe they don't have adults around them on a regular basis to have connections, and so just wanting to connect with them and let them know somebody cares and to let them know they matter. I think that's a huge thing we need to let kids know, is that they matter, their lives matter, their feelings matter. We have to take the time to make those connections.
Now, last year, the school corporation surveyed their teachers, and among their biggest concerns was the mental health of their students.
Lily, how long does this grant last?
Well, this is a 5-year grant, and Rick Stevens told me that the staff and school corporation officials are working to make this program sustainable so that when the money does run out, the project and the mindset will still stay.
All right, thank you, Lily, for that report.